There's no car company in history that has ever had 95% of the market. Nvidia's position in China was 95%.
Nvidia is about to explode this week, and Jensen Huang just told us exactly why.
We're going to invest $500 billion in setting up manufacturing of chip plants and computer plants here in the United States.
So let's get into exactly why Nvidia is about to skyrocket this week, starting with the news that changes everything. Here is what nobody is talking about. This year, while artificial intelligence has dominated every single headline, Nvidia's stock actually underperformed every major chip company on the market. Marvell Technology is up 95% year to date. Micron is up 69%. Advanced Micro Devices is up 43%. Even Taiwan Semiconductor, a company that simply manufactures chips for other people, is up 26%. Nvidia, up 7%. That is not a typo. The most dominant company in artificial intelligence infrastructure, the company whose hardware powers literally every major artificial intelligence system in existence, has barely moved while its entire peer group doubled. And here is what makes that gap almost impossible to explain. The business itself is absolutely on fire. Last quarter, Nvidia reported 73% revenue growth. Revenue hit $68 billion in a single quarter. Net income climbed 94%. Free cash flow more than doubled to nearly $35 billion in 3 months. That was the 4th consecutive earnings beat in a row. Every number, every metric pointing in the same direction. The stock didn't reflect any of it. Investors rotated into Micron. They bought Marvell. They spread their money across every corner of the artificial intelligence trade, except the company sitting at the absolute center of it. That rotation has created a setup that Wall Street hasn't seen in this stock in years. Nvidia's forward price to earnings ratio just hit 24, the cheapest it has been since before the artificial intelligence boom started. For context, comparable technology companies trade at an average of 49 times forward earnings. Nvidia, the fastest growing large company on the planet, is trading at a massive discount to its own peers. That kind of gap doesn't last. And then last week, Intel reported its quarterly earnings. Data center chip revenue grew 22% year over year. That matters because Intel and Nvidia serve different roles inside the same data centers. Intel provides the central processors, Nvidia provides the graphics processors. When Intel wins data center revenue, it doesn't take a dollar away from Nvidia. It confirms that the same facilities spending aggressively on one are spending aggressively on both. The demand is real. It's happening right now, and Nvidia captures the largest share of it.
AI is essentially a 5-layer stack of an infrastructure. It's energy on the bottom, chips next, infrastructure like a cloud AI factory, AI models, and then most importantly, AI application.
Think of it like a skyscraper. Nvidia doesn't just sell the steel beams, it builds across every single floor, from the foundation all the way to the roof. That 5-layer framework is exactly what most analysts miss when they try to put a value on this company. They look at chip sales. Jensen sees something completely different, a company that has positioned itself to collect a toll at every stage of the artificial intelligence economy. Energy, chips, infrastructure, models, applications. And he made one thing crystal clear at Stanford.
It is vital that we win in every single one of the 5 layers.
Yeah. Vital, not helpful, not preferable, vital. The flywheel only works if every layer succeeds, and Nvidia is actively building all of them. Look at what is already locked in at the infrastructure layer alone. The company has supply commitments totaling $95.2 billion. Already signed, 10 gigawatts of systems committed to OpenAI, 1 gigawatt with Anthropic, a multi-year deal with Meta covering millions of Blackwell and Rubin chips, 5 or more gigawatts of artificial intelligence factories with CoreWeave running through 2030. Amazon just raised its full-year capital spending guidance by 50% to $200 billion. Alphabet committed $185 billion to expand its own data center footprint. These are not projections sitting in a slide deck. These are contracts already on the books, and every single one of those dollars routes through Nvidia's architecture.
Our situation is a little different than most industries. I would say that the computer industry, the computing technology industry, is one of America's national treasures.
He's right, and the numbers back it up. But the stock hasn't caught up yet. Now, here's where it gets specific. On May 20th, Nvidia reports its fiscal first quarter results for 2027, and this report is the match that could light the fuse. Management already guided for 77% revenue growth this quarter, but Wall Street analysts have since turned even more bullish. The current consensus is projecting growth in the 79 to 81% range, and if Nvidia beats that number, which it has done 4 consecutive times, the stock has historically made a sharp move. Think about what 80% revenue growth means at this scale. Nvidia is the world's largest company by market cap, sitting at roughly $5.2 trillion right now. Growing at that rate from this base is something that has genuinely never happened in the history of large cap investing. There is no comparable case. And yet here we are. Bank of America just reiterated a buy rating and set a price target of $300 per share, a significant premium to where the stock sits today. The bank projects that Nvidia will generate over $400 billion in free cash flow across 2026 and 2027 combined. To put that in perspective, $400 billion is roughly equivalent to Apple and Microsoft's free cash flow combined.
The nature of data centers went from storage of files to now generation of tokens. And I call them factories. You turn electricity into tokens, it's manufacturing something.
Every dollar flowing into these token factories flows through Nvidia's hardware. And right now, those factories are being built at a pace the world has never seen. We said at the very start that Nvidia is about to prove it's in a league of its own. The earnings date is real. The hyperscaler spending is real. But here is the part most people watching this still haven't connected. The reason this move could be so significant when it comes has nothing to do with one quarterly report. It goes back to something Jensen said at Stanford that explains why artificial intelligence demand doesn't slow down. It compounds. Jensen told a story at Stanford that is the key to understanding the entire thesis here. A decade ago, one of the most respected scientists in computing predicted that radiology would be fully automated by artificial intelligence within 10 years. He told an entire generation of students, "Do not go into radiology. The job is disappearing."
He's completely right. The part that was exactly opposite is the number of radiologists increased.
Artificial intelligence automated the task of reading scans, but it didn't kill the profession, it multiplied it. Hospitals could process more patients, run more scans, catch diseases earlier, generate more revenue, so they hired more radiologists to handle the volume that artificial intelligence unlocked. The same pattern is happening right now in software engineering. Nvidia's own engineers are being contacted constantly by artificial intelligence agents, asking what to build next, what to fix, what to prioritize. The agents do the coding, the engineers supply the thinking, and because ideas can now be executed instantly, the demand for ideas, and for the engineers who generate them, has never been higher.
It is most likely that most people lose their job to somebody who uses AI. And so we have to make sure that everybody uses AI.
That is the demand forecast hiding in plain sight. The faster artificial intelligence adoption spreads across industries, and right now it's moving to healthcare, finance, logistics, and manufacturing all at once. The more compute is required to run it, Nvidia captures that growth at the foundation layer before any of the application value gets created. There is a second catalyst building quietly that has nothing to do with earnings, and it could bring an entirely new category of investors into Nvidia's stock. Nvidia's dividend yield right now sits at just 0.02%, essentially zero. Because of that, income-oriented funds, which collectively manage trillions of dollars, largely skip the stock entirely. Bank of America found that Nvidia is currently held by only 16% of equity income funds, while comparable large technology companies average dramatically higher. The bank's analysts published a note arguing that Nvidia should raise its dividend yield to between 0.5% and 1%, in line with Apple at 0.4% and Microsoft at 0.8%. Doing that would only require between $26 and $51 billion annually, a fraction of the $400 billion in free cash flow the company is expected to generate over the next 2 years. The capital is there, the decision is what's missing. If Nvidia makes that move, hundreds of income funds that currently don't touch this stock would suddenly need to buy shares. That is an enormous pool of demand that doesn't exist in the stock today.
I have dreams to write 1 trillion lines of code.
Jensen's ambition has no ceiling, and the machines required to make that possible are Nvidia's to sell.